everyone. Thank you so much for being patient. I'm sorry, I was just trying to get a few more bits sorted before Sports Day was launched, because it's Sports Day today and tomorrow and next day and the next day until Sunday. Because I wanted to do a Sports Day because lots of people are not having their own Sports Day, and I thought, whoa, why don't I make sure they have a Sports Day? And I've now said Sports Day too many times. So today I'm going to introduce a Sports Day. I'm going to talk to you about how our Sports Day is going to work in our school, and I'm going to see if I can get you to all share it with all your friends, get all your friends involved, get your families involved, get as many people involved as possible, because it would be brilliant if this was like the biggest thing we've ever done on this channel. So I'd love it if we can get this shared around to different Facebook groups by parents. If your parents are watching, please consider sharing this. I hope you can hear me, hope you can see me, because I'm going to start the intro now. So, just to confirm, this is not something you have to watch live. This can be done later, because the deadline is Sunday at 6 PM to get all your entries to me. But I'm going to say hello live to both of us. So it'll be Josh and Sophie. And I'm going to say hello to Aaron. And I'm going to say hello to Eddie. And I'm going to say hello to Alvy and Harriet and Meredith and Harry Williams. And anyone else who joins us. Thank you very much for joining the channel. And thank you very much for joining the video. Let me talk to you about how my Sports Day is going to work. Let's go straight on with it, because hopefully you're going to have a lot of fun with what I'm doing, what I've got planned. Hopefully, I mean, I plan for you to have lots of fun. So here's a starter. Your starter activity. How many different types of races can you list? List them all in the comments below the video. You can list them in live comments, or you can list them in the actual comments, or you can just write them down on a piece of paper. You've got 45 seconds. Off you go. List as many different races as you can. And while you do that, I'm going to have a little sip of coffee. Waking myself up today, that it will become clear later in the video why Mr. Harris might need coffee this morning. He's also had water and a banana and things, and I'll make it explain. Yeah, I will make it explain to you why. So, what races? Egg and spoon. Anything else? A marathon. A marathon at Sports Day. A marathon, Eddie, that's amazing! 26.1 miles on Sports Day. A beanbag race, 600 metres, sprint hurdles, egg and spoon, obstacle race, basketball race, a half marathon. As well as a marathon, you did a half marathon as well at Sports Day. That must have taken ages. I've done the London Marathon twice, and it took me 4 hours 40 to do the marathon. I tell you, I would not have been able to do a half marathon after that. A mile, hurdles, relay, obstacle, sprint. Lovely ideas there, Harriet. Any more ideas? Carry on writing them in. Remember, this doesn't have to be live, so you can write them in the comments below the video. If you're not here for the live chat, that's absolutely fine. You fill the comments with the best races you've ever done and the lists of races you've done at Sports Day. So, we are welcome to Mr. Harris School of Maths Sports Day. Because I looked at it today and I thought, you know what? One of my favourite things when I was at primary school and secondary school was Sports Day. I used to love Sports Day. And because of, if you look at the parents in this picture, there's no way we could all stand that close and get everyone that close because of the current state of affairs. And I thought, well, we need to be able to try and find a way of doing a Sports Day somehow. So, let's see what we've come up with. Well, what we've come up with, hopefully, will allow us to have a good Sports Day still. But with, I'm just making sure I'm in the right place. A good Sports Day still, but with a bit of a twist. So let's see what Mr. Harris is planning to get everyone involved in Sports Day. So, what I'm going to do, I have got 4 houses for you. And you're going to find yourself in a house in a second, and each house has a house colour. And I'm challenging you to compete in a number of events over the next few days, and if your parents are willing to, and if you're happy to get some photos and send them in, because I want to make a second video next week where I show all of the people taking part in Sports Day this week, show photos of you taking part in all the events. You will get points based on different things. I'll go through the points in a second, just for taking part. It's not about being the fastest. It's not about... and this is because it's easiest to do this. If it was about being the fastest and things, it's harder to keep track of measuring the times. But it's about taking part. So what I've decided to do is this. These are your houses. And you're going to earn points for your house. We're going to see which house wins. We have Praetor House. Subtractor, Ductu and Quotus. And the reason for these houses are this is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division in Latin. And I thought, you know what, it's a bit of fun. If your birthday is in January, February or March, you are in Praetor House. If your birthday is in April, May or June, you are in Subtractor House. If you are in July, August and September, you're in Ductu House. And if you are in October, November or December, you are in Quotus House. So you have now got a house that you are going to be trying to score points for. And how it works is, this is your kit colour as well. If you are in Praetor House, you are red kit. If you've got any red t-shirts or shorts or anything like that. If you haven't, don't worry. But if you're able to wear the kit, even better. Subtractor House are blue. Ductu House are green. And Quotus House are yellow. And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking part, sending me your results over the next 4 days and sharing it with as many people as you can who are your friends at school and friends of the family. Get your parents to share it all on Facebook, and we'll try and get this video shared with lots of people and get lots of people taking part, and I'll do all the admin for adding up the points. So, what's going to happen? Well, I'm going to in a second show you what the events are, and for every event you take part in, you score for your house a point. You can also score bonus points if you send me photos, or 2 points if you send me any videos of you taking part. Now, I fully understand, parents, if you at this point, you are welcome to cut out heads, cut out, blur faces, anything like that. If people don't want to be appearing in the video next week, that's absolutely understandable. I completely understand. But if anyone wants to share, just sending photos of people taking part in stuff. I'm going to show you what the possible events are, and I'm going to show you how we're going to enter it, because I've set it all up so that it's quite easy for you to enter, because it's also a form to allow everyone who has taken part to show what they've done. And so Praetor are going to get a head start, because I am in Praetor, because I am in January is my birthday. And so these are the events. We have the short race. This is a sprint race. The short race, you have to find something like a tree or something that you can run round, and it is a sprint round the tree and back as fast as you possibly can. You have to just do a short, and it needs to be about 50 metres. It's one where you sprint as fast and fast and fast as you can. So the short race is about sprinting as fast as you can, round something and back. And you can go out and do it, but someone has to witness you do it. Now, if you can't go out today or tomorrow or before Sunday, that's completely understandable. If you're stuck at home, then maybe it'll be a sprint around the garden where you have to make a little square around the garden and you have to sprint around the garden, or something that allows you to do a short sprint race. So if you have a go at the short sprint race, write down the time and they can take a photo of the thing you run and just write down how you got on. The long race, I'll talk more about the long race. The long race is where it's a slower, longer run. Finding a big field or something to run around with your mum or dad or carer or big brothers or anything. Running around a big place. So it's one where you run slowly or jogging, trying to keep up, and I'll show you how you can prove that you've done that. And I'll show you that in a little while. The egg and spoon get-ups. On the next slide, I'll explain the egg and spoon get-ups. You've got to get an egg and a spoon, and you have to do 10 times. You have to go from standing up with the egg on the spoon, and then touching the floor with your nose without the spoon falling off. Every time the spoon falls off, you have to get down. You have to get up again. And get down, and then get up again. 10 times. If it falls off, you have to start it again. Not start the whole thing. You just don't count that one. And I'll show you pictures of me doing that earlier. You've got the 5-point star jumping. 5-point because you've got your head and 4 hands. You've got to do, as quickly as you can, you've got to do 100 star jumps. 100 of them. As far as you're going. Don't worry, there'll be more Quotus and Ductu because lots of people watch this video after the event. Not everyone uses the live chat, so don't worry if you feel like you're the only one in the house, okay? Because the whole point is if we share it with lots of people, hopefully we're going to get lots of people from each house. And so we'll get a point, every house will get a chance to earn some points. So, we've got the Ministry of Silly Running. This, you have to run about 100 metres, just not too far, but you have to do the silliest run you can come up with. You have to as silly a run as you possibly can. Next week, in the Sports Day review, I'll show you my silly running. And I'll do some videos of Mr. Harris's silly runs. So it's the Ministry of Silly Running. You get a point if you have a go at the Ministry of Silly Running. Get everyone involved. The Family Banana Relay. That is a relay race, so maybe around a field or around the garden. But you've got to have more than one person involved. Maybe you've got mum involved, dad involved, carer involved, gran involved, brothers involved, sisters involved. And you have to hand the banana over to the next person before they do the run. Maybe it's in the garden, maybe you go out to a field or somewhere you can do it. I've got some nice fields near me that I do lots of my running. And also, Harry's saying it's raining today. Well, it's raining here. It's been drizzling here as well. Two things. One, I went out in the rain this morning. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Number two, you've got till Sunday to get this done. So hopefully you'll still take part. The Parents and Carers race. You have to set a route for them to run. But you can only score points if they wear their PE kit. They can't do it in jeans and a t-shirt. They have to be wearing a PE kit. And a bonus point for any funny photos of parents and carers wearing their PE kit, all ready to do their race. Just run around a field, and I'll show you what I've been doing today to get us all ready. So, I wouldn't ask you to do this if I'm not willing to do it yourself. So, let's have a look. This is me doing the get-ups. So, notice how I've got in the bottom right corner, that's not how you have the egg and spoon. Now, I'm in prayer to a house, so I'm wearing a red headband and red top. I get my spoon and I'm standing up. I then bend my knees, get down on my knees, get down, and then my nose touched the floor, and then I had to stand back up, but I couldn't use my thumb. That bottom right thing is said, don't use your thumb to hold that egg on. You have to have a distance between your hand and the egg, otherwise it doesn't work. Okay? So, this is how this all works. Next, this morning, I went for a run. You can see, this is my long run. You can see I've got the route. I did this at 7:30 and it was raining, Harry. So definitely possible to go and do this in the rain. And you can see I started nice and relaxed. And by the end I was a little bit sweaty. But what I used to prove that I'd done it, and this is what I was going to share with everyone. You can get lots of apps. This app is called Map My Run. But there's another one called Strava. And this is a free app for my phone. And when I start, I press go and it records. You can see it shows exactly how far I ran. That's all a field round there. Shows how far I ran and how long I took. I'm not very fast, but I managed to do it in about average of 6 minutes 19 for each kilometre, and I burnt some calories as well. And it shows all the run. It's quite a flat run, this one, but you can see it maps your run. And I took a photo, so if someone does that, they can share it with me, and that proves that they've done the run. And it also shows. So there you go, an excellent opportunity for you to see how you can do the long run. We could have done a sprint here. I could have done my silly runs here. So this is showing you, I'm not going to ask you to do things I'm not willing to do myself, you see. This is how I'm earning points for prayer to a house. So, this is some of the other events. This is me showing you how you can do the sprints. I'm going to give down in my ready, set marks. I've done some star jumps, 100 star jumps. How quickly can you do 100 star jumps? Notice how arms and legs have to all point in that big star. You can see top right corner. I've done the relay. I'm just waiting for someone to pass it to. Unfortunately, I'm ready to pass it on, you see. I need someone to be ready to pass it on. Maybe I can pass it on to my wife or onto baby. Don't know if she'd be ready to run a relay race. But that's how that works. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing today. You can always pause the video or write down what the events are. But how are you going to prove it to me? How are you going to prove that you have done the racing and that you want to score points for your team? Well, this is what I've set up. As well as sending me pictures and videos via email, which is on the screen and it's linked there, you have until 6 p.m. on Sunday the 12th of July. That's not today, that's all the way on this Sunday to do it. So it doesn't matter if it's raining today, you can still manage to do, not in 1 minute, Alvy, use 100 as quickly as you can and then you tell me how long it took. What you can do, you can post it to the School of Maths Facebook page, your entry, but this is the best way to do it. You can do it by clicking on a Google form. Now, what's a Google form? Well, I've set up a Google form that looks a bit like this. If you get your parents to go to this link, and it is in the description below, it looks like this. You can see, I've got, it will be Mr. Harris School of Maths Sports Day, and you'll have lots of questions. You can put your name, don't have to put your surname, you can just put your name if you want to. I'll close the bracket there. I didn't notice that. So that will be ask you that. It'll ask your age and school year. It'll ask you which house you're in, and then which events you completed. So it's all a tick box to say so a reminder of what the events were, and give any details of the results. So, for example, if you did the egg and spoon get-ups, write down your time for how long it took. If you did the 5-point star jumping, write down your time for how long it took. It's not 2 minutes. It's 100 jumps. So let's change that. If you did the Minister of Silly Running, tick that one. If you did the Family Banana Relay, did that right, but write down in the bottom all the details of each run you did. And if you then also send me emails, and if you've got a name and I've got an email with photos, I'll give you bonus points as well. And you'll have a chance to earn points, and that's how it's going to work, you see. It's going to be that form, and you can see if I go back here, it's all on the screen, the link, you can type it in, but it's all in the description below the video of how you can go straight there and you can enter into your form and do it before 6 p.m. on Sunday, okay? So that is how it works, all right? So please consider sharing this with everyone. Get your parents to share it on YouTube, on Facebook, to tell your friends at school about it. If you can, tell your teachers at school and see if the teachers will put a thing out with a link to the video. Because you could share the video with your teachers at school and they might get everyone to do it. If you haven't got a sports day at your primary school, then send it to everyone. If you're older brothers and sisters, this is not just for primary. Secondary students can enter it as well. So in the Sharp family, Izzy can still take part because she'll be in a house. And it's fair because the more people we do, we should have about equal of every house. Because it's just 3 months each house. So thank you so much for everyone who's listened to me. I would love next week to have so many entries that it's taken me all weekend to get it all sorted, and so we'll see whose house wins. I'll also put this out there, a bonus prize. So if you design a logo for your house, remember Praetor is add. I'll whiz back to this. Praetor is add. Oh, where am I? Praetor is add. That's the current logos, but they're a bit boring. Could you make a really cool logo with an add or a takeaway or a times or a divide in it so it can become your badge for your house? So we could do this again next year. But there you go. I'd love this to be shared. The more people who get involved, the better. If only 11 to 20 people, 10 to 20 people do it, okay. But imagine if we had 50 or 60 or 100 or 200 people do this. That would be incredible. So please, share it around, get involved. I want to see your photos. I want to see the things you've done. Taking part in the sports day. Have a great time. And thank you very much for everyone for joining my video. We will. I'll hopefully see you again next week with an update of how everyone got on. Because if it has to be, it will just be pictures of me doing things like I'm doing here. But I'd prefer if it wasn't just me. I'd prefer it if I got lots of entries. So there you go. There's the details on how to enter. They're all on the screen now. And look forward to seeing all your entries before 6 o'clock on Sunday. Look, take care. Thank you so much. And don't forget, we've got more another video on Friday with Friday game of the 100 game. I've been Mr. Harris. You haven't. Thank you so much for joining me. And look after yourself. Goodbye.